Tottenham update to bring you. Let me just take off that scoreboard because it's frightening me. So yeah, let's get into a Tottenham update because we are still in the transfer window and Spurs are looking to make some signings in the last 8 or 9 days of the window, and obviously one of those players is Omar Marmoush. So there's been a couple of updates regarding him. Fabrizio Romano saying Marmoush, in my opinion, is going to be a Tottenham player. There are some final details to clarify between Tottenham and Man City, but the agreement is very, very close. And then he did another update saying Tottenham calm and confident to get Omar Marmoush deal done by the start of next week. David Ornstein said on a podcast that Tottenham are likely to bring in Omar Marmoush. But Paul O'Keefe saying that Tottenham have a deal agreed in principle with City, but City are not prepared to sign off the deal completely until they evaluate their squad after their game this weekend.
Yeah, which is not what you really want to hear. You want to hear he's coming regardless of any situation. I really don't want to be watching the Man City game through my fingers like this, just hoping no one gets injured.
Yeah, we're all going to be on Marmoush watch tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully he's not in the squad, but given City's squad, he's going to have to be in the squad because I don't really see anyone else. Let's just hope and pray it gets done early next week, and maybe he could even be involved in Charlton, but for sure we want him involved with that Newcastle game.
Yeah, I'm not overly concerned about the Charlton game. I think it's a bit fanciful to think we'll have him in the squad for that game.
It'd be nice.
Definitely, it would be nice, but I think
hopefully
Savino got to be done surely by the Charlton game. Marmoush in for the Newcastle game, I think, is probably more of a realistic timeline.
Yeah. So let's hope it moves quickly, moves smoothly. It seems to be going in the right direction, but all we need, they already picked up an injury to Doku. All we need now is an injury to Haaland, and all of a sudden, we're done for.
I tell you what, though, if we don't get Marmoush over the line,
it
makes the Savinho deal absolutely tragic.
They've really done us in if we don't get Marmoush, because the whole point of Savinho being inflated is so we get Marmoush on a cheaper deal, so to balance it out. So there's no balancing. We've literally just paid 85 million for Savinho.
For a guy that's scored 2 goals in the last 2 seasons. Look, I rate Savinho, and everyone rates Savinho for 85 million. He should never be an 85 million pound player.
And we've put it at risk because we've agreed that deal. I guess it's not signed, sealed, and delivered yet, but we have agreed it. Maybe that's what the delay is with Savinho, because obviously we heard that here we go 2 nights ago now, Thursday midnight on Friday.
Yeah,
midnight Friday morning.
Yeah, Thursday night. Yeah,
Thursday night. So we thought, okay, we're going to hear an announcement Friday. Maybe they're waiting to announce it until we've got Marmoush, so they don't get in this situation.
That would be the smart thing to do. But then again, if we don't get Marmoush over the line, then what? We're not going to get both players, and then what are we going to do?
Well, I reckon if we don't get Marmoush over the line, we go back in to renegotiate.
Yeah, probably. But look, surely they're not that stupid to put the thing in jeopardy of having to pay 85 million for Savinho without getting Marmoush over the line for a cheaper deal.
Yeah, that's why I think
they can't be that stupid.
That's why I think they haven't announced it yet. I think they wanted. I think what's happened is we heard they wanted him in time for Brentford, but we couldn't get Marmoush over in time, so that we could agree Savinho. So I think they just delayed it all. And until we have Marmoush confirmation, we're not gonna announce Savinho yet.
Yeah, 100%. Because obviously we've heard he's had his medical and everything, but obviously the final details probably haven't been signed off yet, and probably won't be signed off yet until the Marmoush thing is signed off.
That's what I think.
And I think that's the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
So that's Marmoush. Next up, let's talk about Cody Gakpo, another player that obviously Spurs are looking to bring in from now until the end of the window. Juiced, obviously very reliable source in the Netherlands, says, for now, radio silence between Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur regarding Cody Gakpo. As long as Bradley Barcola isn't at Anfield, the chances of a deal for Tottenham seems like nil. Alfredo Padula says that Tottenham intend to present an offer next week for Cody Gakpo to try and convince Liverpool to make that sale. I don't know what's going on with Cody Gakpo. That seems to have been, with Bradley Barcola. Seems to have gone a bit quiet over the past couple of days.
But he is being left out of all the PSG squads.
Did PSG play this weekend? Have they played already?
I think so. I think I read he wasn't in the squad. Okay. Not just that, they've signed 3 attackers.
Yeah.
So they're clearly planning without Barcola. So I think that will happen. There's also, I read a report that they could be prepared to accept.
They play tomorrow, PSG.
but maybe he's not in this, like he's not been in the preliminary squad or whatever. I heard also read that they're prepared to maybe lower their price a bit. I think that happens. I think he goes, but I don't think it'll be enough. I do think they want one more, because it sounds like Iraola's going to start him tomorrow. Gakpo sounds like he's kind of involved in their plans right now. So unless they get enough attackers so that he's not involved in the plans, I do think this one's in jeopardy a bit. Obviously, we're hearing Barcola, we're also hearing Minter, so they're trying to make things happen so that Gakpo can go. But until those things are finalised, it's still up in the air, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, came as a shock to a lot of people. You know, Yankuba Minte, 2 bids rejected from Liverpool, 50 and 60 million. If it reaches the 70 million mark, then maybe they buy Minte for 7 million, sell Gakpo for 7 million, and everyone can sail off into the sunset, maybe apart from Brighton.
I think it's no surprise that Brighton all of a sudden are very adamant, we want 70. We're not accepting 50 or 60. We know you're getting 70 for Gakpo, so we want that 70 you're getting.
Yeah.
So that's it.
You think it gets done, the Gakpo deal? Do you think they'll get enough signings in to sanction the move?
Something tells me it won't. I don't know why. I just got a feeling. I've got a feeling he's of more use to Liverpool right now, and I don't know if he's in the same situation because he's getting game time, right? He's playing. We're signing a player that's currently, probably at the time of recording, Liverpool's first choice left winger.
Yeah, but you could say the same about Savinho, really, with the injury as well.
No, but even without injuries, he is Liverpool's right now first choice left winger. Savinho, he would only get game time due to injuries. Yeah, if they make signings, then it can change. But right now, convincing Gakpo, I don't think Gakpo is doing what Savinho and Marmoush are doing, where he's forcing his way out, whereas they did. You know, I don't think Savinho said from day one, I want to go. I don't know if it's the same with Gakpo. So I still think it's a lot less likely. But if they can get a couple signings, then I think I think there's a good chance. Yeah. But I don't know if something tells them Minter one doesn't happen, and I think they do get Barcola, and they just end up keeping Gakpo.
Yeah, I mean, what worries me more as well, it's not so much their winger options, because I do think Barcola comes in and potentially another one, whether it be Mbaye, Minter or someone else. What worries me is the number 9 situation, because they've literally got Isaac. Ekatike's there as well, but he's injured for the whole first half of the season. So that does, and we've not heard about Liverpool going for a number 9. So that does concern me on this deal more than the winger situation.
Also a problem.
Anyway, we'll see what happens. And last but not least, let's talk about the evolving situation with Pape Matar Sarr. Obviously, De Zerbi said in the press conference that he's picked up a knock and he wasn't in the squad this weekend. Sasha Tavaleri says that Tottenham informed Pape Matar Sarr that he is on the transfer market, which did not go down well with the Senegalese midfielder, which is why he deleted all his posts from social media. Talks with Galatasaray are continuing, more to follow.
Didn't notice that. He deleted Insta.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him because I love Pape. I think he's a great guy. I think he's so popular in the dressing room. Clearly, he's very close with everyone. You know, he was obviously very close to Sonny when he was obviously here. But clearly, you see every video, he's laughing and joking with everyone. He's, clearly friends with everyone. He's clearly just so likable. So the fact that we're telling him, you got to go. First of all, he knows he's probably not going to get anywhere as good as Tottenham right now, as in terms of bigger club. And secondly, he's probably being told, look, you got a lot of friends here that you've made over the last few years, and you've been with them for a while now. You've been through a lot together, and we're shipping you out. You're going to have to go find a new team. We don't want you here anymore. And that's got to be a hard pill to swallow. That's got to be something that's not nice to hear, especially where he probably feels like he's got things a lot to give. He probably feels like he's got unfinished business. He probably feels like he could be an option for Tottenham. And I think as well, we can all agree at his very best, maybe that there is a player in there, I think, and he probably, obviously all footballers believe in themselves, and he probably believes if I get to my best and under De Zerbi, I could cook. So I get why he's probably not happy with the situation, but at the end of the day, he hasn't done it in the last year. We've got big players already signed in that position. Unless he's happy to be 6th choice, he ain't going to get the minutes. He's going to have to go. So I think it's best for everyone. And I don't like that fact, and I can understand why Sarr doesn't like it.
The reality is, judging by the squad numbers and the foreign limits and all that.
That's also, yeah.
Actually, is Sarr homegrown now? Is he club trained now?
Well, he didn't sign it. Did he sign at 18?
He might have signed a year too late.
Because we loaned him back, didn't we, to Mets?
No, I think he is a foreign player. So, I mean, judging by those numbers, he ain't even going to be in the squad for the Premier League.
Yeah.
Never mind, being able to make a difference. So, look, he has to go. That's the reality. And look, I love Pape. I like kind of his mentality and his like kind of aura around the squad, what have you. But yeah, I mean, it feels like we have to move on from him. We have to move on from him now, and he will end up going. And obviously, it's hard for him to take. But it's just the situation, This happens at football clubs. You look at the situation revolving Martinelli and Arsenal now. They're just. Did you hear Ian Wright talking about it yesterday? It's just like sometimes stories with players and football clubs, even with players that want to stay. It just needs to move on, and that's just it. And Sarr is another one of those examples. So I do think a deal gets done before the window ends at some point, whether it's Galatasaray or someone else. Do you think he can stay in kind of a Europe top league, or is he going to end up in Galatasaray?
I think he could. I think a Ligue 1 club for sure. I wouldn't. I think he's still Prem level. I think he could go to a Premier League club, but it sounds like with a lot of our players that we're selling, I don't know if it's whether Tottenham want to sell to a non-Premier League club. I don't know why they would care, but it seems as though we'd make a concerted effort to sell abroad. But yeah, I think he could definitely play for a top 5 team. But I understand. I think him and Turkey also makes sense.
Like we heard that Brentford were interested, but they've signed Sangare
and Villa,
but
they've signed Goretzka now.
They've signed Goretzka now. So all these Premier League clubs, they've already signing up their options now. So it does look like he's going to have to end up. I agree, the French league could be an option for him, but I think in terms of where he's going to get the most money, it probably will be Galatasaray. So look, we'll see what happens, but that is the Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding all the news stories that we have spoke about today. We'll be